Hey everyone, welcome back to Out of Spec Bits. Matt here. I was browsing X last week and I saw this announcement from Hyundai that they're offering up to $10,000 of a discount on 2026 IONIQ 5 models. And I wanted to do a little research and see if this was actually true. Are dealers, at least in my area, doing this? And I found one example of a dealer in California that indeed is doing so. But Hyundai put out this announcement. This is on Electric's website. Thank you, Peter Johnson, for putting all this together for us. So today we're going to look at specifically the IONIQ 5 SE rear-wheel drive standard range, and also the SE, which is a slightly different model, very similar. It just has a larger battery pack, pretty much. There's lots of models of IONIQ 5 in all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive variants, and you can kind of go down the scale here. Obviously, you get some more higher-end features as you get towards the limited and XRT models, but I just want to focus on the standard range really primarily and see like what's the cheapest IONIQ 5 that's available now in 2026. So I pulled up on Edmunds just the MSRPs from last year. I thought it'd be interesting to do like a little comparison. Now that we're living in this post-tax credit world and, future buyers of electric vehicles lament, tears were flowing across. Anyway, I want to look at the standard range pricing, MSRP. Obviously, this is MSRP. This is not necessarily at all what you're going to pay at a dealer with markups or markdowns, but and also Edmunds shows the average price paid here. But the standard range, which is their base model, IONIQ 5, started 2025, $44,000. And then the SE was $48,000. So that's for 2025. For 2026, we're already seeing, quite a discount. I think just primarily due to the $7,500 of free money being taken away from us, right? But the standard range, starting MSRP, 36.6. I've seen some numbers, 37, but it's within that range or so, at least the MSRP, right? And the SE starting at $39,000. So already, I mean, between the cheapest model, we have what, about $8,000 discount from the previous model year. So keep that in mind, going forward. So Hyundai announced that they're going to be offering at their dealers a up to $10,000 discount. Now, the catch is this is not necessarily cash, right? This the incentive is if you finance through Hyundai, specifically through the dealer. So just keep that in mind. That being said, I think this is a tremendous vehicle for the money, especially if you're someone that doesn't necessarily want to buy a Tesla Model Y. And while I do own one, I understand that some people don't want to drive a Tesla, and that's okay. And I'm glad we have some competitive options now, especially in pricing with the IONIQ 5. And I would say even more so because all of these trims come with essentially Tesla Autopilot, auto steer, lane centering, all that sort of thing, which is no longer available on new models, right? So I think this, there's certain things that offer a little more competitive advantage. We'll look at the IONIQ 5 standard range in a moment. But like I'm saying, I think it's, Hyundai's kind of stepping it up. I think this is great pricing and for a really cool vehicle. I remember when this IONIQ 5 first came out a few years ago, I thought it was, there wasn't really a lot of other options in this segment other than the Model Y at the time. So I've always really loved the car, and I thought I'd just go through. This is the standard range. Take a look at the interior for 2026. I don't think there's been much of a change. Very reminiscent of my Kia EV9 with the way things were kind of set up, and the steering wheel looks actually very similar too. But I think a really nice vehicle for the money, and if you can get one of these like really tremendous discounts from the dealer, I think it's a great deal. Just going to scroll down through so you can kind of look at the interior of the vehicle again for 2026. Oh, I think it's really cool. All of these vehicles come with wireless Apple CarPlay standard. You don't need to purchase the limited trim to get wireless, which is like I think in most vehicles is like a real premium option having wireless versus wired Apple CarPlay. So that's cool. And I really like the way on my former EV9, like it was really seamlessly integrated. I think Kia Hyundai does a great job at this. Um, Not found on Tesla Model Y, Ford Mach-E, or Hyundai Prologue. I just throw that in there. Um, I will say I don't know if we got any Hyundai owners out here. If the app is any better than Kia's. Kia's was okay. It wouldn't really necessarily connect very well all the time, but that's okay. Um, Physical buttons if you're into that sort of thing. Now on the standard range trim and the SE also, these are cloth seats. They are heated front seats, not ventilated. Um, I kind of dig these wheels, man. Some people are gonna hate them, and that's okay, but I'm actually kind of into it. Um, NACS port, obviously on the 2026 models now. And as we know, like these are the best fast charging vehicles. We've seen the tests. I've experienced my EV9 was insane. I mean, holding over 250 kilowatt into 80% of the pack. It was crazy. So obviously slightly different experience on a Tesla supercharger, but still, I mean, you can expect great charging. I don't get the regen paddle shifters for the love of God. Why do we have this? I don't get it, but it's okay. But yeah, I like the little features, little digital bells and whistles around the car and whatnot. Yeah, you still get all this kind of advanced safety features even with the base model. So this is the SE standard range for 2026. I think a great car for your money, just even at the starting MSRP before any discounts or anything. Um, so I want to start with I found on Reddit someone posted this, and I wanted to make sure it was a real like link and vehicle, which it is. So Hyundai Santa Monica has this. This is, by the way, this is an SE model. I couldn't find any standard range models on their website, but this is an SE. So you're getting a larger battery pack. I think it's an 84 kilowatt hour battery pack in the SE rear wheel drive versus I think it's a 63 or 64 kilowatt hour battery pack in the standard range. So that's really the only difference that I found between the two vehicles. I don't think there's any like additional convenience features and whatnot between the two. But this is on the dealer's website right now. $10,000 off this MSRP. So they're listing this, this is obviously before taxes, right? Under $30,000 for this SE model vehicle, which I think was pretty cool. And again, I'm gonna say this, keep in mind, this is the deal, the discount is that you must finance through Hyundai. So just keep that in mind. But still, I think it's really cool. And the other thing is even though the tax credit's gone, at least in Massachusetts, the state EV rebate is still active. So I could get $3,500 off an IONIQ 5 in addition to the whatever dealer incentive that's available. So it does exist, I guess. Check your local dealer if you're in the market for one of these. And also they actually are basically charging MSRP for this. Let's just pop back over. Let's see. It's slightly marked up. I'm not sure if this includes like destination in their pricing. I mean, you kind of, got to look a little more into that, but $39,000 is where starting MSRP, and then they take 10K off, which is pretty good. Now near me, it was a completely different story. Completely. So here's the most annoying thing. Okay. Where would I find a standard range near me? Let's take a look. I got an SE here. Okay. Look at the MSRP for this. $43,000. So there's obviously a markup here, which is kind of crazy already. I would not recommend buying one of these vehicles with a markup. I think it makes no sense. Just you should wait a little bit. So these dealers, they as you guys know, they play these games. It's like they raised the MSRP by $4,000 and then applied the discount. It's like, oh, $6,000 discount. Well, not really. We're almost at the MSR actual MSRP that Hyundai suggests, right? Um, so kind of crazy. Big discrepancy. This is the same vehicle minus the color as this one in California. And it is $8,000 more, right? Where's the Santa Monica one? 29.6. So that's crazy. So this is why I think, for Tesla buyers, you do appreciate the fact that there's no negotiations that are going to happen. And you can, argue about the prices of vehicles and things, but the model needs disruption for sure. I had pulled up another one here. This was a SE. Yeah, my local Hyannis dealer here on Cape Cod. Again, the MSRP price, and let's go back to Hyundai's website. I mean, the 37.5 and it's marked up here. This is to get your offer out of my face. That's not the right tab, sorry. 37.5 marked up to 43.3, then $6,000, not 10. That's the bonus cash they're kind of throwing at you. Also, would be eligible in Massachusetts for a $3,500 state rebate, which is cool, but still, I mean, there's just going to be a huge discrepancy about these vehicles. In conclusion, I'm a big IONIQ 5 fan. I know there's still lots of ongoing issues with that ICCU and just draining the 12-volt battery. Somehow I dodged a bullet for over 2 years on my EV9. I never had any crazy battery drain problem. It was super common. It's super common on these Kia, Hyundai, Genesis vehicles. I don't know if things are fixed for 2026 in that regard. I know 2025 models are still suffering with that issue. I've seen many people complaining about it still. So, but regardless, I think this is a really great vehicle in this segment. And yeah, check out your local Hyundai dealer. Can you score a deal? I'm curious what you guys are finding out there. Thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next Out of Spec Bits. See you later.